Good morning everybody, welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to take you guys through a day in the life here in Dubai. Now today's actually leg day, it's Monday, it's leg day. We're actually heading to Train SF today, so it was either going to be between Train SF, the Dungeon Gym or Banus for legs today. Kind of decided on Train SF because I've been able to find a little bit more kind of information regarding the equipment that they've got. I don't just want to turn up at the dungeon. I believe they will have really good equipment, but I don't just want to turn up and then be kind of like, kind of wish I went elsewhere. I know what's at Banus, so we do also have another chance to train legs at Banus, whether I do that or not. But I've been able to find a lot of kind of content and that on social media of what is in Train SF, and it's the only gym that I've said I've really wanted to go to that I've not been to yet. So we're going to head there today. I know they've got a lot of hammer strength kit, Praker kit, they might even have some Cybex, we'll just need to wait and see, but I've not really seen anything to do with that. But the kit looks good anyway. They've got hacks, they've got free weights, they've got everything that we need, and there's lots of space at it as well, so it doesn't look like it's overly busy. But I have just had meal number one, 2 parts to it. So I've had a big boy bagel, I've had my eggs, egg whites, and my Weetabix minis. So again guys, we're just moving on to the hill supplement side of things now. I've gone in with my greens first of all. Every single day I'll take in, along with a multivitamin, my Support Max joint. Now again guys, as you'll know, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies whatsoever, so this is no plugs or anything like that. These are just supplements that I do take on the daily basis, just to make sure that everything's obviously in check from a more so health standpoint. We have got a few plans, but we're not really going to ramble on too much about them now. We'll literally just get on with this, take these supplements, head to the gym, come back. By the time we do early legs, we can come back to the apartment. I can then work, I can get my check-ins out of the way, and then we can get on with this day. But apart from that guys, don't forget to drop this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get on with this day. To be fair, I would love to complain about that. I would love to complain about the fact that all these weights started sliding. The bar, as you probably seen in the video, it started going like that. Literally, these started sliding because plastic clips, guys. Plastic clips are shit. Fuck these. I was just too lazy. I've got my double prong riot clips from Sprint Shop in my bag. Why I never used them, because I thought, do you know something, I'm squatting, the weights never moved in a squat, so I thought I'll get away with the plastic clips today, put them on. That happened. I kept my composure very much in there, so on like the 3rd rep I could have re-racked it, but I was confident that if I just kept upright and I just took my time on something like a squat, guys, you know me, I like to just go up, down, because I took my time. It was easy enough for me to just kind of stay there, re-brace, and then go again. But I'm happy enough with 5. Again, taking on board obviously a lot of different equipment, post food poisoning, drop off of weight, loads of stuff, so I'm happy with that. Now I can be satisfied and move on. Really happy with that. I actually unwrapped 8 plates aside and it felt a little bit heavier than normal. Well, I say normal, I've never used the Atlantis leg press before. It's quite similar to a Cybex squat press, a pivot press, just with the motion of it, but again, really nice. I literally can't fault this gym. Like, this is such a good facility. The equipment in it is incredible. The price of it is even better. For one week in here, so a week's pass costs the same as 1 day pass in Benoos. So if you're here and you don't want to be spending maybe something like 80 quid on a week's pass for Benoos, literally you can get a week's pass for the exact same amount as 1 day at Benoos, which is just incredible because the equipment in here is honestly so good. And whenever you're here to train for real, of course, you want a really good facility. And sometimes you would think maybe for the price, it's not going to be as good. But trust me, this place is incredible. It's got Nautilus equipment, hammer strength, lots of Atlantis. The only thing I have noticed about Dubai is everybody just leaves their plates on the machines. So that's the only thing you would have to deal with if you don't like that. However, it's incredible. So if anything, I would recommend Train SF.
So for every new gym we go to now, we're gonna do like a wee wrap up of what we think. So rate out of 10.
No fake scores. I would say a 10 out of 10 is fake. I would say that doesn't count. I would always give it like a 9 out of 10 if I meant really good. But no fake scores today, so I'm actually gonna give Train SF a 10.
Right, so we're gonna do different categories, right? So kit, equipment. What did you think of the equipment?
Equipment 10, 110%. That's something, by the way. That's why I love Dubai. Sorry, equipment, definitely a 10, because they had literally everything and more. And something that I actually covered on was, I like a gym where I can go to it and not have to use every single piece of equipment to actually train. They had multiple pieces of back, multiple pieces of chest, multiple pieces of shoulders, and it was actually all like pretty good branded kit as well. So that's why I'm going to give it a 10.
Right, environment.
Environment 2 out of 10. There was no other bodybuilders in. Not that you need to shout to prove that you're training hard, but there was just, you know, there was no atmosphere. There was no atmosphere. So that was really the kind of downfall that I would only say about Train SF. However, maybe we were in at that time. That's what I'm going to say. But today, for example, atmosphere and environment was definitely a 2 out of 10.
Cost effectiveness.
Oh, definitely a 10. 110% definitely a 10. Like I said, you can get a week's pass there for the equivalent of a day's pass in Benoos, and they've got all the equipment in there that you would need and more. And like I've said, if you're actually wanting to train and not just travel across the world to Dubai to see your favourite influencers, Train SF's definitely your place.
This one, right, is a bit of a funny one, but I think if you go to a gym, you'll know why we're rating this one. So the amount of dafties, how many strange things did you see? In
every 10 people, there was 8 dafties. It's one of them places that goes back to the environment side of things as well, because there's not really many people in there that are focused on training the way that we are. I'm trying to just put this as, I'm definitely being transparent and being as honest as I can, but I'm trying to put it as not cheeky as possible. But I'm gonna say, yeah, for every 10 people there was about 8 dafties. So
quite a high score out of 10.
Yeah, like if you are at the dumbbell rack, prepare for your head to potentially be rattled with a dumbbell, and prepare for people to just walk on top of you. But if you can kind of gain space in the dumbbell rack, or maybe stay away from the dumbbell rack, then you're winning.
Uniqueness, was there anything in Train SF that stood out? What's its unique selling point?
The food looked really fresh, so to add to that, there is a kitchen, which I know there's a kitchen in Burnous, and I know that you can get low calorie food in that in Burnous, which is good. You can also get that in here, but in here it's not a case of it's cold and needs to be microwaved. It's actually fresh. They've got a kitchen in the back where there's a chef constantly coming out with new food, so again that gives you that hope that you're not going to get food poisoning. On top of that, there is a pool table up the stairs, so I mean you could literally go to the gym, train, eat, and literally go and have a game of pool, and why would you not want to do that? So we actually had to get the taxi. It arrived when we were in the middle of our small review of Train SF, so we're obviously back in the apartment now. What was the last and final question?
Would you go back?
Yes, absolutely, I would go back to Train SF. It was most definitely one of the best places that I've actually been to as like an overall. The only thing I would say that it lacked in was obviously the environment side of things. The atmosphere was there for the amount of people that was in, and how it's not a massive area with lots and lots and lots of room that you're in the middle of nowhere. Don't get me wrong, it's a very big place and it's very much spacious for what you need it to be, but for example something like the dumbbell rack, there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots times by 100 of dumbbells, but whatever, it's crammed. Like it was crammed today, so I don't even know if you'll be able to actually tell in the video how crammed it was, but it was absolutely mental. On top of that, there was only 160 kilogram dumbbell, so we had to make the 58s work. One of them things. So of course guys, in terms of the dumbbell side of things as well, obviously Burnous here in Dubai do go up to I think even like 80s, 90s, 100 kilogram dumbbells. Train SF only go up to 60s, but realistically speaking, are you going to be pressing any more than the 60s? Are you going to be doing anything more with any more than the 60s? Probably not. So I would most definitely recommend Train SF, and like I've said already multiple times in this video, the pricing from a gym like that and for what it's got, I mean, at one of the Train SFs anyway, there's a pool, there's like a beach club at it, there's one at the Dubai Mall, there's one out near Burnous, so it's like you have got access to them all over. So I would most definitely go back. Now we are back to the apartment. I'm going to crack on with work now, because as we are 4 hours ahead of the UK, most of my clients are actually in the UK. It just means that whenever all my check-ins are coming through, realistically speaking, it makes more sense for me to go to the gym first, then come back and then work. So that's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to get some food and then we are heading to
the Global Village.
Global Village tonight, which I'm more than excited for, and I believe Sarah's even more excited for it. But I don't really know too much about it, but again, looking forward to it. So of course we will catch up with you when we get there. But I'm going to crack on with work, and yeah, that is that little wrap up for today's gym session.
Thank you for pools.
How on earth did you manage that? Right guys, so before we actually end this video, what we're going to go over is a few things. Now we are on our way out on a little digestion walk right now because it's the end of the day, but we thought we would tell you guys about a few things that we have done in Dubai, because of course from videos like these, God, your face looks like it's absolutely
I'm so tired.
But from videos like these, people are definitely going to ask what we should do in Dubai, where we should go in Dubai, what's the cheapest places, what's the most expensive places, where do we have to avoid, where should we go. So this is the last part of this video that we are going to tell you about. The few places that we've been to have not actually made the YouTube channel, but we are going to include just a little bit of B-roll over this just to go over them. But one of them was Train Beach Club here in Dubai. This is a place that we have been to already. Now,
it's one of our favourite places.
Yeah, definitely. Now, if there's one place that I couldn't recommend more, especially if you are a bodybuilder, especially if you are into things like good food and chilling out at the same time, training then chilling, Train Beach Club is definitely one of them places. You pay, it's not the cheapest entry fee, I will say that. However, you do get it back in food and drinks, and there's a gym so you can train, and it's just perfect in terms of that side of things. Now, We went to Global Village. We are going to... Where are we going?
Zero Gravity.
We're going to Zero Gravity, which again is another... it's like a beach club.
Yeah, it's like a beach club, bit of like a pool party. It's basically 5 hours of all you can eat food and drinks, including alcohol for anybody out there that drinks.
Wait, and how much is it?
So I think it's about 250 dirhams for women and about 350 for boys.
Yeah. So just to kind of put that into perspective, obviously people travelling from the UK, when we got into Train Beach Club, it was 600 dirhams for the both of us.
Yeah.
Which was around £140. So don't get me wrong, like I've said, it's not the cheapest. However, whenever you go in, you get that back on your food, your drinks, and it's not shitty foods. Like I was getting things like a really good chicken and rice meals, chicken burger meals. I ended up having like 4 meals. So over the course of that, it always works out so much better, and you've got the whole day there.
The other good thing is in Dubai, you should always look out for Ladies' Day, because it's literally when women get in for free or cheaper, like significantly cheaper or free. So like last time we came here for Train Beach Club, only Kif had to pay in, which obviously makes a big difference. Like it was £70 cheaper.
Yeah, literally, that is so much better.
So always have a look for Ladies' Day and work out when that is, because I mean, we all know the rules here are slightly different, but I mean, that is one major benefit, I suppose.
Another thing, guys, that we've actually just literally walked up to on this trip, on this small walk I should say actually, is these Lime electric scooters.
I actually think the scooters are so cool. Like I literally love the scooters. You pay like, what do you pay? Like
well, you pay as you go. You pay as you go. So it's literally like pennies per mile, because obviously here in Dubai it's dirhams. Now, dirhams compared to Great British Pound is actually what you would say. That's where the cheap side comes in. Yeah,
it's a lot of dirhams for little point. Like today I bought a like 2 litre bottle of water in the gym for 5 dirhams, which is like pennies. Yeah, it's not very much at all.
Some things a lot cheaper, some things a lot overpriced. Like we went to the Dubai Mall the other night and seen some really nice Jordans, and I managed to actually come across my elephant print pair. They were in my size, first time ever, but they were literally like £525 or £550, which some things like that are very much overpriced, so you always have to check the exchange and that kind of thing between them. But some things you will get at a very good price, some things will be a lot dearer. Like taxis, Ubers, I wouldn't recommend getting Ubers, because that's where you're going to walk into silly prices. There's an app called Careem, which is actually one of the best apps on the planet. You can get things so cheap. How good is it?
No, it is really good. It's a really good app, and he is right, Uber will be more expensive than Careem, but be prepared for the driving in Dubai, because the taxi drivers here are mental. Like you've got no idea. They will rev and go at like 60-70 miles per hour for like how many
like
meters?
Literally 20 meters, and then slam on the brakes.
Slam on the brakes, and you just have to sit there. Like they don't even say like, oh sorry, that's just the norm.
But on top of that, the Careem taxis are the cheapest. So if you are coming to Dubai, download the Careem app, because you can get all your groceries delivered, you can get taxis, you can get foods delivered, like Deliveroo and all that is pretty much that, but on a whole cheaper level, and they do always have discounts, which again is always a very beneficial thing. Then we've got the Dubai Mall. Now inside the mall there is a ice rink. There's an aquarium. There's an extreme trampoline park. Cinema.
There's loads of stuff,
millions of shops. I can't even exaggerate how many times we've got lost in that place.
Like 3 food courts.
Yeah. So again, something like that, really good. Gym wise, obviously, places like Banus, Train SF, Train Beach Club obviously being another one. There's a Dungeon Gym, which again we've not been to, but that is also another gym. What else have we got?
Forgot about Burj Khalifa and the light show.
Burj Khalifa, the light show, which I don't even know if you can see it, but the Burj Khalifa is just right there, right behind us. But so yeah, the light show is definitely one of them popular attractions. If
you go to the mall and you go down to the food court on the like lowest floor, on the ground floor, literally like you have like Five Guys, KFC, Nando's, all the like usual places. There's a couple of fancy places too, but you can literally sit outside those places and watch the Burj Khalifa show and the fountain, like literally while you're eating your Five Guys. It's insane. It's so good, and the shows are actually free. There are tickets online, but don't buy them. It's a waste of money, because you can literally watch it for nothing, sitting eating your food in the mall. So I would highly recommend.
Of course, if you want to go absolutely mental, you've got things like the desert trips where you can go on buggies, quad bikes, etc.
Boats.
Oh yeah.
That's another one that people can do if they want to go mental. You can literally rent a boat and get taken around the canal beside us, the marina.
But yeah guys, that is going to be this Dubai day in the life. What to do, where to go, expensive places. I've went over things like Banus and that. Price wise, again, the unfortunate part about it is there's not really that many cheap places. However, you always are benefiting from something. You always are getting back what you pay as well, which is always really good. Everything's very much quality as well, so you're not paying for shit, you're actually paying for premium things, which does make things a whole lot more worth it. But that's going to be it for this video guys, so I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you all in the next video.